everyone. So our project today is making something wearable. So I thought a couple buckles, not a belt buckle, but the buckles for my shoes. Now I made these shoes out of clay some years ago. I made a pair of them. They look just like the shoes I wear. I'll show you the shoes I wear. See? And I think, well, I'll make some buckles for them. So the project in making something wearable, and that's what I'm going to make. Now, of course, I had to really think about it. I mean, I think there's lots of things you can make that are actually wearable. I mean, a lot of times people interpret this project to mean, well, I'll make something that looks like a pair of glasses or something. They're never going to wear them, but these are actually things I could use. I could glue them onto my shoes or my actual shoes. So I'm rolling out my slab of clay using my ruler so I get a nice even slab. And then I did a little drawing. I looked at a lot of images of buckles, and I did a little drawing, and I'm going to make that. I like the idea of textures, two different types of textures. So I made a little template, make things easy on myself. Cut this out. So I'm going to cut out two pieces. Sometimes when I'm making something like this, I might cut out three pieces. Why? Because if I screw up one piece, I don't have to go back and do another piece. But this gets me into the ballpark, having a template. So let's cut these out. I have an old cheapy pin tool with a shaft. This part here you hold on to is made of wood, and the pin is much thinner than this pin, and I like it because it doesn't create as much of a burn as I trace around it. One more just for the fun of it, just like I say, to have something extra. So there we go. I'm going to try to keep this little video under 10 minutes. We'll see how that goes. Pull these up. There we go. Put that on the side. Now it creates an interesting texture. I was looking around. I like the idea of smooth edges, so I'm going to smooth the edges out here. Also, you could use a cookie cutter. Cookie cutters are fun to use to do something like this, get a more specific shape. So what I found was this doily. I don't know where it came from. So I'm going to lay a doily on here for texture. Take my rolling pin again. Listen, what did I do? I just broke my sheet. That's right. You know, that's why we have glue. There we go. I'm going to roll this doily into that. I may have to recut that because I smooshed it out. That's a nice texture. Even that would be a nice belt buckle, perhaps. So, oh, that's nice. I like that. And then I'll do that again on this piece. But that's a bit big. Of course, I'm thinking about shrinkage. You know, this is talc. This is a low-fire white clay. It shrinks about 5 to 7% from what I've read, and it seems to be the case. So I might trim this down just a little more. There we go. It's a nice pattern. Actually, so I'm going to put this back on here and trim around it again. Now I could stop at this point, I think, but I'm not going to. That wouldn't be much of a demo. My wear board's getting a little damp, so the clay's sticking to it a little bit. That's all right. There we go. And now I'm going to keep it with my illustration. I'm going to roll some balls of clay up here. The trick will be to get them similar in size. Alright, taking my scraps, breaking them into little pieces, and then rolling these up. They're a little big. Let's make them a little smaller. Making things all the same size has never been my strong suit, so I probably wouldn't make much of a production potter. This is the second to the last of our projects. So next week is going to be illustrating an idiom. And that'll be it, I'm afraid. So there we go. Push that in here. Let's see how it looks before I start scoring and slipping things together. Now I'm going to take a couple of these other balls and make some other pieces that'll go around. I'm going to break them in half so they're smaller, at least a little smaller. And roll them. Let's say I want to make 4 of these. Again, I'm trying to get them the same size. What I would do if I do get a chance to fire these, then I'm going to actually use metallic glazes on them. Metallic glazes fire at a lower temperature than our clay, so you got to fire the clay first, and then there we go. I think that's close enough. I'm going to roll these into little oblong pieces, not balls, so they come out from the piece like that. There we go. You know, I like edges on things too, so will I put an edge on these? I do not know. I like the idea of an edge. I will. There we go. It's a simple design. I know. If I were doing this for a really serious project, I'd probably spend a fair amount of time on it. I did do some research. I went online and looked at buckles, so alright, that's interesting, but I'm going to flatten these out. But what I want to do before I start smushing these into the piece, I'll take my slip, take my serrated rib. It's a little dry, my slip. Spray a little water in there, and grab my little ball here. Let's see how this is all going to work out. Here, put it right in the middle of my design and press it into the piece. Alright, not too bad. I'll do the same with each one of my little cylinders here. You know, this is just the beginning. I could spend a whole afternoon playing with this. In fact, you know, the idea would be to make a really elaborate and beautiful buckle like this, and then cast it out of plaster. And then you can make reproductions. You can just reproduce these one after the other and sell them. Or give them out as gifts. Or make an art project out of it where you take them and you hide them around the city. Who knows? Give them to people. All kinds of interesting. I've been making videos all morning. I made some drawing videos earlier. I'll put those on my YouTube channel, which this is going to go on. Alright, that's a little long. Cut that off. Smoosh these in. Now, what to do for an edge? Let's see how we're doing with time here. Oh, I want to hurry up and wrap this up because I don't want to go too long. So I'm going to take a tool and I'm just going to press it. Again, I like the idea of creating a little bit of an edge or texture. See, there we go. That's nice. That just looks nicer than just leaving it raw. Alright, so there you go. I just got a chance to do one, but I think one's enough. Have fun with this. You know, there's other things you can make. The Chinese used to have little vials they'd carry with them full of medicinal herbs, and that would be another possibility. You could make buttons, a belt buckle, hairpins, brooches, you know, if you think about it. There we go. So there is my belt buckle, or not belt buckle, but my shoe buckle. I'll make 2 of these and put them on my shoes. All right, you guys have fun. Hope you're doing well, and I'll see you next week.